Now, I'm not sure what order I've presented this or what order you're watching it in, but at this point in time, I've got the wire buried and the conduit and the trench and all that hell sorted out. And now I have the wire coming through here, and now I get to officiate it. So let's go ahead and connect this now, after I go grab my tools. As much as I've had it with the canola oil, there might be some on this hacksaw. Well, it smells pretty good. So this wire doesn't need to be this long. It maybe needs to be this long. Easiest way to cut a thick wire. That or a hacksaw, of course. That's pretty much what that is. Now we're gonna strip back some of this insulation. Kind of feel around which side has the ground. Oh, it's slipping out. Now we get to peel this off. Ugh, a little bit of water in there. All right. Thicky thick boys here. Fortunately, I'm not smelling all sorts of canola in there. So, first, the ground. Gonna put that through its lug. All sorts of slack here, but it's not gonna hurt. I'm kind of leaving slack until the inspector sees it and gives me his blessing. You can tell this has been in crap water. Cause yeah, stuff's coming off onto my fingers. It smells like a mixture of canola oil and effluent. Tasty. Now we got to establish the white wire. I'm gonna tuck this away. Before we get too into it, I want to wrap this, right? So this is that switch wire, the 14-3 switch wire for the three-way switch for the yard light. And so the switch itself is grounded through this system. Everything else is grounded through this system. This wire is grounded to the house. I don't want two grounds, so I lift this ground, in theory. At least that's the way I'm trained to do things in my line of work as a technician. This is the heavy duty electrical tape. It's like thick rubber. There we go. There we go. I can tuck that down and forget it exists. So neutral. I'll give it one zip zop zoop like this and then straight up, which means it terminates right about here. I need a marker. Damn, these wires stink, sir. Damn. Friggin' thicky thick boys, eh? There. Goes up into here. I need a bit. And the only bit I have that fits that is an impact. That's okay. A little bit of technique and that's a good connection. A good connection. Now finally, these guys. I need to go right up around here. Except I want to match my positives and negatives. Well, my 55 amp main breaker came in. That goes right here. I'm not gonna bother slacking these ones. I shouldn't bother slacking any of them really. Strippy stripperson. Not quite as deep this time or as long. There. Alright. That is one hole there. These breakers were made in the 1950s apparently because they only have slot. Yeah, it's pretty dark in here, eh? All right, everything's hooked up to my satisfaction. Gonna take these large wires here and kind of bundle them together using this ground slack, even though that's not necessary of an idea. Yeah, now I'm gonna go turn it on. All right. The moment of truth. Oh, I got light here. Oh. Now as an aside, this is actually out of context, but I just got the notification that Princess Auto isn't shipping my exhaust fan that I have to install. So I'm gonna have to figure something else out. But meanwhile, this is what it is. I can button this back up and it stays like this till inspection. I'm gonna leave that secondary cover panel off for now. It's not particularly important for this installation, and I gotta take it off in a couple days anyway when the inspector shows up. Let's try the heater again. Oh. All right, everything is good. 55 main. And the 60 amp breaker too I ordered came in, so that's what's in the panel right now. We got full 55 amp service here now. No more screwing around. If I haven't explained it already, code allows provisions for you to have a bigger breaker than what the wire's rated for, provided the circuit's set up in such a way that you can't possibly consume more power than the wire's rated for. So that's the reason why I can have a 60 amp breaker on the panel and a 55 in here. 55, it's actual max. The breaker in here is gonna do the overload protection. The one on the panel is just gonna be, you know, a disconnect. It's going to protect the wire from severe mechanical damage, which is extremely unlikely, and this one will protect from overload. That way, if there is an overload condition, like, I don't know, I am welding and I'm at the peak of the weld and maybe the air compressor kicks on or something and overloads more than 50 amps, I know it's unlikely. It'll at least pop in here and I won't have to drop everything, run into the house to reset it. That's the idea behind that. And then the welding plug itself is 50 amps. So if the welding system overloads, I got 5 amps of overhead. The welding plug can pop without risking taking out the main breaker and losing light. Now I just wait for inspection. No, that's fan. This is outdoor light. And then of course this situation's fully functional now. Oh, did you see that? That's the yard light. That's the light on the house. This first one's the outdoor light. And that one's the one on the house. So I could have the outdoor lights inside, turn them on from inside the shed when I'm ready to leave, come out here, turn on the yard lights, then I can turn off these ones, and then I have a safe path, lit path back to the house. Oh, was it just for this dumb piece of 14.3? This whole trench situation would have been a lot smoother.